Good morning. Welcome to the Salt Lake Center for Spiritual Living. Hey, it's hot out there, but it's so cool in here, right? It's cool in all the ways that are cool in here. And yeah, that's right. You're cool cats. Welcome to those tuning in on our love stream this morning. I'm so glad you're here. This is a very special day. The last Sunday in July, and we're going to go out in style, right? Big, let's rock and soul it. Let's start by singing together. And this is the last chance you have to sing this song, so do it right. No, just go big.
He's talking to me.
Just go big. It's going to be on the love stream. Go big. All right.
Dylan, you were rocking it. And how about those solos? Oh my gosh. Are we blessed or what? Good morning. Thank you for being with us on this beautiful Sunday here at the Salt Lake Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Linda Brewer, and I have the privilege of welcoming all of you this morning, including all of you who are with us virtually, our love streamers out there. We're so glad you're with us. We would ask you that you please put your name and where you are in the comments so that our online host can welcome you just like we welcome each other here. Our practitioners serving today are Lana Cairns doing our reading and leading us in prayer, and Teresa Martin over there holding us in high watch, knowing that the best and highest is unfolding as we share this sacred time together. Our center is a spiritual community that teaches a philosophy for daily living based on spiritual principles and practices that are universal among religions. We honor every pathway by which people seek to know and connect with the divine, and we work on our individual consciousness so that we can help make the world a better place. Amen. So, if you will, I invite you to embody and say together with me our purpose statement as a community. We are an open, welcoming community, celebrating our divinity, loving our humanity, and nurturing our journeys of spiritual discovery. Thank you. Our theme for this month is freedom to be you. And while our beloved Reverend Cindy is taking a well-earned Sunday off, she is, however, home packing to move to her new home, so I'm guessing she'd really rather be here. But while she's gone, we are so very blessed to be able to welcome home as our speaker, our dear friend, Reverend Nicole Merges. And her talk is called Freedom to Be Me. So, you, me, we're all free. All right, the Food, Fun, and Friends events have begun. I got a lovely report that they were having so much fun talking to each other that they never got around to playing the games that were part of the event. So the whole thing is about being with each other, creating relationships, having fun, while we raised some wonderful money for the center. But we want to ask that as you're hosting these events, please take some pictures and send them to us so that we can share them on the website and that we can all enjoy the things that are happening out there. So, Yeah, take them before the party if you're serving alcohol. And we'd also love you to post them on your own Facebook page or wherever you do those social media things so that more people can know about our wonderful community here. So, all right. On Tuesday, August 8th, we have this thing coming up online from 7 to 8:30, an exciting new workshop called Channel Writing for Guidance and Creativity. Leslie Reed, who is a writer and poet from the Agape Bay Area Center, has been using this divine guidance in her own writing for many years. Now she's generously donating her time to offer this online workshop about how to use writing to channel the divine through you for your own, through your writing for your own spiritual guidance and creativity. So you can sign up online or at the hospitality table, and you can find out lots more about what's happening, always 24/7 on our website, www.spirituallyfree.org. All right, so if you are visiting with us today for the very first time, now that you've learned a little bit about us, if you're willing to let us know that you're here, we would love to welcome you. So if you will, raise your hand if you're here. Anybody? All right, several people. Wow, that's great. Thank you. We are so happy that you're here this morning. If you haven't already done so, we have a packet with some information and a gift of the Science of Mind magazine at the hospitality table. Please pick one of those up after the service. And we just affirm for all of you and for everyone here that you are going to experience a blessing here this morning. And so thank you for being here. want to remind everybody to save the date of August 25th at 6 p.m. right here in this very room, where Reverend Cindy and Reverend Donald Graves will be co-hosting a celebration of Golda and Gordon Olson's anniversary. We're really just celebrating how awesome they are, but we're using the anniversary as an excuse. So they have meant so much to our community over the years, and we just invite you all to please be here to celebrate them with us that night. So, all right. As I always do, I remind you that our center was founded on, and it is grounded in prayer. Our professional prayer practitioners are trained in the art and science of affirmative prayer, and they are here to work with you and help you know things when you're struggling to know the truth for yourself. So if there's any place in your life that you are looking and saying, that can't be God, then I invite you to get with one of the practitioners. They'll be in the room across the hall after the service, and let them know that for you until you can know it for yourself, because that's what we practitioners do. So right now, you can also, though, submit a request online, and we have a prayer box in the lobby where you can write one. If you do that, all the practitioners will pray for you this week. So now, as we prepare for Lana to do her reading and prayer, I invite you to settle in and allow that sacred music to connect you with the Spirit within you.
Good morning, everyone. My name's Lana Cairns, and I'm a practitioner here at the Center for Spiritual Living. When I asked Rev Nicole what her theme was, she gave me some ideas, so I thought about freedom and what that meant to me. And freedom for me is having thoughts that move away from connecting me to Source, that I'm able to erase thoughts that don't serve my highest and best. And I change my life by the thoughts I have about who I think I am and what I deserve. So I found some beautiful quotes, and just one before, maybe one or two before I read from a passage. But one of my teachers, Krishnamurti, once said, "Here is the secret. I don't mind what happens." The Buddha, "No one outside ourselves can rule us inwardly. When we know this, we become free." So today I'll be reading in a book by Eric Butterworth called In the Flow of Life. He is a contemporary of Ernest Holmes and very insightful and just lovely. Could it be that the word flow has given rise to the word flower? A beautiful symbol of the unobstructed flow of life. Take time occasionally to meditate on a flower, identifying with the unobstructed flow that is expressing in such fragrance and beauty and symmetry. This is the way life should express for you, the way it was most certainly will express when you are consciously in the flow. So this is the starting point of our adventure. Dwell much on this concept that life is lived from the inside out, and that you are a dynamic center in the creative flow, which is God, and that you have a built-in capacity for health and success, that you can be more, do more, have more, and life will give you gifts in this presence. So let your mind and heart release all that disturbs you. Let your body be still, and all the frettings of your body and all that surrounds it. Let the earth and sea and air be still, and heaven itself. And then think of Spirit as streaming, pouring, rushing, and shining into you, through you, and out from you in all directions while you sit quietly.
God so much more than the earth and the stars and all of creation. God is creator, all in all, needing us to shine His light as me, as you so use me. Oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I can do. All that I can do. Show me all that I can do.
I am so grateful for the Salt Lake City Rock and Roll Church Band. I gotta tell you, I am so grateful. We're coming up with a name for them, but I'm so grateful for them creating this loving, surrounding us in this beautiful vibration right now. Feeling the love, feeling that healing energy, I am so grateful for. I'm so grateful that my higher self brought me to this philosophy where I am constantly evolving into what I desire me to be. I am so grateful. So grateful for everyone here today. So grateful for this beautiful weather. And so I just know that there is one life here that is present in all of us, that brings out music, that brings out words, that brings out community and connectedness, and that source we call God, we call love, we call the presence, we call that energetic vibration that you feel in your body. Whatever that is, we are here today connecting and being of that spiritual energy. So I know that that goodness of God is moving through everybody here, myself, that I feel that source pouring in my body of connectedness, of lovingness, of operating with the highest and best all the time, bringing my awareness to that source. I know I am. And so I bless today. I just bless everybody who is here, wishing them a great day, a great week. I bless everybody who serves. I bless our lovely Reverend Nicole being here, who works at home office, creating educational materials for us, who is so wise beyond measure. So grateful that she is here. And just Reverend Cindy, I know, packing away, working hard to just being comforted here in Salt Lake City and feeling nurtured and loved. We are so blessed for you. And so together with one heartbeat, we simply say, and so it is, amen.
I invite you to sing with us again. This has been a great song for this month, knowing that we are imbued with those characteristics of spirit, freedom being one of those, one of our favorites to enjoy and experience in real life. So let's sing together the song, All That I Need to Be Free.
By Rick Charette.
I'm a vagabond, unaware.
much. Always a blast when you guys sing along.
Oh, I am so blessed to get to talk about Reverend Nicole. She just deeply believes that every individual possesses a unique gift, that they are here to contribute to the world. And through her work as a CSL minister since 2009, she has passionately worked to guide others in exploring and embracing those gifts through their own spiritual growth. That work has embodied itself through Nicole in a number of ways. First, she was a staff minister right here at our center. And then she left. And then she founded another center here in Utah, which did bring us Shemaine ultimately as the music director with our music director, and here we are. And then she was the co-founder of an online education ministry, which led to her service and home office starting in 2014. Currently, she holds the role of Director of Spiritual and Professional Development. In this capacity, she oversees certificated and practitioner education, professional development, online education, and the Spiritual Living Circles program. While she devotes herself to Centers for Spiritual Living, she is not an all-work, no-play girl. She cherishes her leisure time, which she loves to spend exploring nature, foraging for mushrooms, I did not know that about you, or skiing down the slopes. She deeply treasures quality time and connection with her family and friends. We are so grateful that she still values quality time and connection with us here in her home center, and that she said yes to sharing her gifts with us today. Please welcome Reverend Nicole Murgis.
Wow, my heart is so full already with the beautiful meditation and prayer and reading and the amazing Salt Lake City rock and roll band. I love it. And the amazing special music by T. Obashaw. Sorry, I thank you. I am so grateful to be here with you today and to wrap up this month of freedom. When Linda sent me the talk titles, I read through the theme and the talk titles, and I thought, yeah, the next talk title, Free to Be Me, free to express our authentic self in the world. But I have to tell you, I had a little bit of an existential crisis with this talk title, because I woke up the next morning to the Supreme Court rulings, to more and more states passing laws that oppress us. And I thought, how can I do this title and talk justice? And I went to a retreat last week, and these words were given to me, and I'd like to share them with you today. Today, we are on the Eastern Shoshone, Goshute, Ute, and Timpanogos tribal lands. We acknowledge the history of colonialization and its impact on our world and in our minds, recognizing that both colonialization and decolonialization are active processes today. We are dedicated to cultivating a consciousness of inclusion, and we commit to working daily to actively decolonize our own minds. This begins here, right now, with land acknowledgement of the ground under our feet, by recognizing and acknowledging its original inhabitants. Again, we are standing on the lands of the Eastern Shoshone, Goshute, Ute, and Timpanogos tribes. So please take a moment to feel the ground beneath your feet and take a breath. I ask that each of us acknowledge the lands upon which we gather today and the first peoples that gathered on it, as we are here to remember that most of these lands are unceded territories. This acknowledgement does not take the place of authentic relationships with indigenous communities, but serves as a step in honoring the land that we are on. We honor them and this gift as we offer our respect and gratitude. We acknowledge the legacy of enslavement in our region and the enslaved people whose labor was exploited for generations to help establish our country's economy. We acknowledge we are a nation of immigrants and that many immigrants experience discrimination, economic strife, and oppression, especially based on race, sexual preference, sexual identity, geographic origin, language, and economic class. We acknowledge that immigration policies and countless other policies continue to perpetuate systems of oppression that impact Black, Indigenous, people of color, and women. We acknowledge that we understand that the foundation of our country and the roots that it created in order to grow and thrive are based on colonialism, enslavement, racism, sexism, and indignity. We acknowledge we are supporting the lives of all humans, genders, equity, equality, the lives of LGBTQIA+, and the right of women to decide their well-being. We acknowledge we are supporting, it is only by this recognition and understanding of the systemic oppression and violence that we can start to transform our collective future. So please take a deep breath again. And let's collectively honor those who came before us so we can prepare to learn, to grow, and to contribute to a better society from this point forward. I just feel that it's so important to acknowledge this. Because we didn't get here because we were free. But we can do something about it. This is a powerful, powerful statement. And it reminds me that if I am not free, then none of us are free. That our freedom is tied to each other. And so we can acknowledge and honor what has come before us and learn and grow and not repeat it. And I believe that everyone here in this room has the power to change not only your life and become free, but when you become free, everybody becomes free. Well, let's switch gears just a little because we do study the science of mind. So I'd like to share a quote from Ernest Holmes about freedom. Because the inherent nature of you, of me, of all of us is forever seeking to express itself in terms of freedom. We do well to listen to that inner voice, for it tells us of a life wonderful in its scope, of a love beyond our fondest dreams, of a freedom of which the soul craves. You see, deep within us, there is a natural desire to be free. And we should pay attention to that inner voice because it guides us towards a life filled with amazing possibilities. It guides us to a life beyond our imagination. It guides us to a profound sense of freedom that our souls truly long for. Can you feel that longing? Yeah. So what keeps us from being free is that we get bound. We get bound by our past experiences. We get bound by things that have happened to us. We get bound by our own thoughts, by our habits and habitual behaviors. Oh, do I get bound by my self-judgment? Wow. It's so insidious. I don't even know I'm doing it. We get bound. We get bound by fear. Fear, wow, that can bind us. But as Reverend Cindy said in one of her talks this month, that we must free ourselves to be ourselves. And there is good news in this. We can do this. We can free ourselves to be ourselves. But how? How do we do this? How do we do this? It is a continual work in progress, let me tell you. Oh, I'm seeing two other people I love come into the room. And I wish I could see the love stream because I know that there's plenty of people there that I love to see as well. So here is the good news. And what I've come up with is the ABCs of our innate freedom. A is attitude. We have the power to choose or change our attitude at any time. It doesn't matter what's happening in us, around us, or to us, or for us. We get to change. And changing our attitude can free us from some of the things that bind us. This past fall, I experienced the worst pain in my life. I was told I had a compressed disc in my neck and one in my thoracic spine. And the first month I thought I would just go to the chiropractor and get it taken care of, right? It'll just be gone. Well, 1 month passed, maybe a little improvement. Second month, it was still there. Third month, I went to many practitioners, switching doctors, and I was being told that, oh, you know, this is a degenerative condition, and you're going to have to learn to live with your pain, and you are going to have to just live with it until you want surgery. The pain got so bad that I even canceled a speaking engagement here in December. So thank you, Linda, for stepping in and understanding. And by the third month of my pain, I was my pain. I was my pain. I was identifying with my pain. I was sure that what the doctors were told me were right. And I was pretty contracted. That's how I would say. Wondering how I was going to give up the things I loved. I couldn't even ski. And you know how this winter was. I should have been on the slopes. I did get there, but I paid for it sometimes. Then one day I realized that, I have this great spiritual teaching. And that I am not my pain, that is not the truth of me. And I decided to shift my attitude to knowing that I am a full expression of the One, that I came here for a purpose, and surely pain was not my purpose. It may inform me, but it doesn't have to live as me. And you know, when I switched my attitude, possibilities opened up. It still took months to heal, about a month in, but I was led to practitioners, to people who started telling me a different story, that I could heal, that I could take care of myself, and that I could just learn a few tools and exercises to be aware of the signs when it came back on. And I truly believe that if I didn't shift my attitude, I would still be identifying as my pain. As my pain. So attitudes, we have the freedom to choose our attitudes. And B, boundaries. Oh, boundaries. That's a big subject. I could do a whole talk on boundaries, but I'm going to make this brief. You know, I used to think that freedom was being able to do what you want, when you want, what I wanted to do, when I wanted to do. But then I started thinking that that's probably more like entitlement, right? That if everyone was doing what they wanted, when they wanted, we would have chaos. There would be complete chaos. We would be running all over each other. So in order for us to freely express ourselves, we need to have boundaries. We need to either set them or take them down. This past weekend at Brighton and Solitude, they had a huge archery event. It attracted 3,000 plus archers. And on the mountain, they set up all of these targets all over the mountain. And, you know, good on them. They closed the mountain to uphill traffic, hikers and bikers, so that the archers could freely experience the sport they love. Could you imagine if there wasn't boundaries? And that wouldn't be fun for anyone. Yeah. So we need boundaries, not only for ourselves, but for others, because we may not understand others' full, authentic expression. And you know what? We don't have to. If it is not hurting or harming anyone, we don't have to understand it. Right? That's how we can live in harmony. So we need boundaries. And C, choices. We are free to make choices. We can choose chocolate or vanilla, to go to the store or stay home, but I'm talking more about the choices that we can make irregardless of what's happening outside of ourselves. And if you were in the meditation this morning, you would have heard Lana talk about Nelson Mandela. And he was imprisoned for 27 years for his anti-apartheid activism in South Africa. And he really got in touch with his inner freedom. And he got in touch with how to be free in confinement. And I don't think he had the posh living conditions. It was a very, very small cell. And the choices he made about how he could express himself in that imprisoned environment are a lesson for us all. Because we have these freedoms of choices that we can make no matter what our outer conditions are. So I'm going to talk about some of these choices, these freedoms that we have, that we can exercise no matter what's happening. The first one is freedom of mind. We have the freedom to think how we want, to believe how we want, to act how we want, no matter what. We have the freedom to break ourselves free from the control of others by the power of our mind. We have the freedom to choose how we respond to conditions. And we can look at our choices and ask ourselves, are they allowing me to express myself more freely, or are they restricting me? And if they're restricting you, then maybe you need another choice. And we can do that. We can do that at any moment. We have the freedom of spirit. We have the freedom to believe in a higher power. We have the freedom to believe in something greater than ourselves. And I believe that when we have the faith and conviction in something greater than ourselves, it lifts us out of our conditioned state and into the possibilities and into a realm where we can transform our lives without really paying mind to what's happening to us in the world. So I know we're all here because we have a sense of a higher power. And it may not be the same sense as Rick has or Linda has, but it is our sense, and it is what guides us and grounds us and inspires us to move beyond our current conditions. We also have the freedom to forgive, another one I could do a whole month on. I don't know about you, but my life hasn't always been roses. I've had ups and downs and downs and downs. And I have had a lot of things to forgive, including myself. And that forgiveness, when I let it go, I feel a little bit more free. And so we don't have to forget what happened to us, but we can work on forgiving maybe ourselves for judging ourselves for what happened to us at the very least, and unshackle our bond, our bound and our binds in our mind by the power of forgiveness. And Nelson Mandela really demonstrated that for us so beautifully. And the other freedom we have is the freedom to vision. No one can take away our freedom to vision your life, living your life completely free. You know, when we have a vision for our life, it guides and directs us. It allows us to make decisions clearly. It allows us to feel free in our own mind. And we are able to set boundaries and live the call of our own heart. You see, true freedom goes beyond physical circumstances. It resides in our human spirit. And we have the freedom to be who we are and who we are meant to be. And we can sustain ourselves in even the most oppressed conditions so that we can live our true nature. And so lastly, I want to emphasize again that becoming free is a process. You may feel free one day, 1 week, 1 month, for years. And the next day, you feel bound. So freedom is a process. And we are born of love. Love is our true nature. So I just want to remind you that as you journey to get free, to remember to love and be gentle with yourself. Because as you get free and free yourself, you give permission for others to be free, to be their authentic selves as well. So thank you. So we're going to move into our prayer. And as the musicians are coming up, I invite you to close your eyes and vision yourself completely free, living your authentic life so fully and beautifully. And I am so grateful for our innate freedoms. I am so grateful to know that each one of us are born in the image of love and light. That we each have a divine purpose for being here, an authentic beautiful expression of you. So I know that as we break the binds of fear, of conditions, of our own self-judgments and thoughts, that we are infused with the love of God, that we are imbued with deep, deep wisdom to guide us in our journey of freedom. And so as this prayer vortex has been created and continuing in the tradition of this center this past month, I invite you to bring anyone needing prayer into this space. You may speak their name, hold their name close to your heart. But I know that as this prayer vortex has been created, that the names that are spoken here are, and the prayers that are spoken here are imbued with love, are heard by the universal law that always says yes. And so I know that as these names continue to be spoken, that we continue to break the binds that tie us to expressing our full self, and that we fully have the support of Spirit because it is who we are. And so I am so grateful to be in this space with all of you, to witness the open-heartedness of this community, and to know that the support of knowing the truth of who we are is right here among us. And so I let this prayer be, knowing it has been answered tenfold. And so it is. I invite the ushers to come forward.
I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that.
And as the ushers come forward and you are preparing your gift, that this is an opportunity for us to practice being in the flow of circulation. So whether you are online on our love stream, or you give text to tithe or no cash, go ahead and put your energy in the basket. What we teach is that we are always in circulation, that as we give, so we shall receive. We are so blessed. I am so blessed to be with you here today.
I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
And I love how Reverend Cindy says, feel your heart extend through your hands as we bless the money that has come to us. For I know that it is in divine flow, and the money is consciously used to grow this center and this teaching to change lives in the world and to do good. And that as you gave from your full cup, that it fills again and overflows, and so it is.
All that I need comes to me.
all for being here today. Remember that practitioners are available across the hall right after service. You need a quick prayer, a pick-me-up, or just an affirmation. Take advantage of that. It works great. So let's stand together. Let's sing us out for this day, this month. Have a blessed celebratory week as we look to the month of August. Wow. Let's sing together.